Time now for today's Strawberry Letter. And listen, if you need advice on relationships, work, sex, parenting, or more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to steveharveyfm.com. All you have to do is click Submit Strawberry Letter. We could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one right here, right now. Never know, it could be yours. Mm-hmm.
It could be. Buckle up and hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is. Strawberry Letter.
Thank you, nephew. Subject, he needs some friends. Dear Steve and Shirley, my husband and I are in our late 40s and we've been married for 20 years. We have one son that was active in sports and he worked with my husband, helping to build his trucking business. Our son is 19 years old and he recently left the nest and moved about 2 hours from us to be closer to school. He decided to change his major and transfer to a better school for his degree program, and I was ecstatic. My husband tried to make him stay closer to home, and I had to talk some sense into him so our son could pursue his dreams. As soon as my son moved into his new place in his new city, my husband went into a depressed mood, and I did my best to keep him company and entertain him as much as I could. I realized that my husband does not have real friends. He has guys that work with him and my son. He stopped talking to his buddies while he was getting his business going, so they eventually stopped coming around. All he did was go to our son's games, go out to eat with our son, work with our son, and watch movies with our son. It's hard for my husband to sit home and relax without trying to FaceTime our son. My son sent me a text telling me that he was moving in with his girlfriend and he's hoping his dad will reconnect with his friends so he won't call him so much. I didn't tell my husband about the text because I didn't want to crush him. Yesterday, he said that we should go visit my son for Easter, and I made up a lot of excuses why we shouldn't. The only thing that keeps him occupied is sex, but I'm not going to keep doing that all the time, so he needs his friends. Should I plan a play date for him? How do I get him out of this house more? You're certainly right about one thing, and that's the subject of your letter. The subject is he needs some friends, and your husband really, really does need some friends. I mean, I'm happy that your husband and son are really, really close, but this is way too much. I mean, your son moved away to live his life and follow his dreams. And you've been an excellent wife who's tried to fill in the blanks of the void in your husband's feeling, but no matter what you do, that isn't enough. And you and your son obviously can't go on like this because your son has a real girlfriend now and he won't be coming back or having you guys over anytime soon. I mean, notice, your son didn't invite you guys over for Easter. Your husband said you're going. I say instead of planning a date, because you asked about planning a play date for your husband, plan a party, plan a dinner, invite some of his old friends that he used to work with and some of his old buddies. I mean, he has some from the past. Maybe invite them over, see if they'll come. You got to find out what they're doing. Invite some other couples over. Try to connect. Try to, get some parties going, a dinner going, something, so it could distract him from being so needy where your son is. I've really never heard of this before, a father being so attached to his son that he won't let go like this. I mean, all kids leave the nest eventually, but if you have a dinner party or a house party or something, maybe that way you can slowly get your husband to start hanging out with his guy friends, or some people his age at least. And that's all I have, Steve.
Well, he needs some friends. See, this letter right here, I don't have to write a lot of notes on this. I know all of this right here. Mm-hmm. Y'all in your late 40s, been married 20 years. You only got one son, active in sports, and he worked with your husband. See, I'm setting this up because I want you to understand what's happening. Helping to build his trucking business. Okay, our son is 19 years old, and he recently left the nest and moved about 2 hours from us to be closer to school. He decided to change his major and transfer to a better school for his degree program, and I was ecstatic. Well, let me help you understand something. Your son escaped. See,
Yes.
your son escaped. That's really what happened. Your boy at 19 decided he wasn't be no truck driver. I don't want to drive no truck. I don't want to pick up no load. I don't want to be sitting there at the dispatch desk monitoring loads and all this here. This ain't what I want, Daddy. So now I'm going 2 hours away. I'm going to move closer, and I'm going to change major. I'm going to go to a whole nother school. I'm trying to escape. My husband tried to make him stay closer to home, and I had to talk some sense into him so our son could pursue his dreams. Okay, I understand that too, but you got to let this boy go. He don't want to be in the trucking business. Want to drive no truck? Sitting up here hauling stuff.
So over it.
This your dream, Daddy. As soon as my son moved into his new place in the new city, my husband went into a depressed mood, and I did my best to keep him company and entertainment as much as I could. I realized that my husband does not have any real friends. Well, your husband's whole life was tied to his son. Sporting events, active, and all like that. It gave him purpose. It's like when you leave a mama. But the problem we have, and Shirley, you never heard of this, you've all heard of mama's boy. But this is a daddy's boy. But it's the reverse of mama's boy. Mama boys is a boy that's attached to their mama and attached by the apron strings and umbilical cord and can't get him loose, and he can't have a relationship with a woman because his relationship with his mama too close. Well, a daddy's boy is the direct opposite. It's a father tied to his son, and he can't function without the son. The son then decided, I'm not driving no truck.
Hold on, Steve. Hold on.
I'm moving out.
Part two. We'll have part two of your response coming up at 23 minutes after the hour. The subject of today's Strawberry Letter, he needs some friends. We'll get back into it right after this. You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show. There's a recent ZipRecruiter survey that says 76% of all employers plan to hire for 2025 this year. And if you're hiring, add ZipRecruiter's latest feature, Zip Intro, to your plan. It's easy. You just pick a time and Zip Intro finds and schedules qualified candidates for you. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/strawberry. That's ZipRecruiter.com/strawberry. All right, come on, Steve. Let's recap today's Strawberry Letter. The subject is he needs some friends.
Well, let's look at this. This is this woman and husband have been married for 20 years, only got one boy. The man's whole life was wrapped around his son, sporting events, everything. And his dream and vision was have his son involved in the trucking business. They were building a business together. As soon as this boy got 19 and was able to make a decision, vote and go to war, he decided that he gonna move about 2 hours away from y'all because he tired of this here. Because he don't want to be in the trucking business. Your boy don't want to drive trucks. He got a new dream and a new vision. Got another degree program. The mother was ecstatic. Your husband tried to make him stay and talk some sense into him so his son could pursue his dreams. Well, when the son moved into his new place in the new city, your husband went into a depression, and I kept trying to keep him company and entertain him best you could. And then you realize that your husband don't have real friends. What you should have realized that your husband is a daddy's boy. See, a daddy's boy. See, you got a mama's boy, but you got a daddy's boy, too. That's when the father's attached to the son. He had his whole life wrapped around the boy. He was living vicariously through the son.
That's really a thing, Steve?
No, I just
Daddy's
made that
boy?
up just now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, is that really a thing? Because I've never heard okay.
Well, it's very, very rare. Mm-hmm. It's very rare, but it is the direct opposite of a mama's boy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But a daddy's boy, there are men who are attached and live vicariously through their sons, go to all sporting events and all like this in their whole life. And then a lot of sons move out and get on their own and their dad become depressed. That's really real. I don't know if it's called a daddy's boy, but that's what we calling it for this letter. But I know I know a couple of friends of mine that live their life like that. Sons really involved in athletics, went on to college and everything. And he didn't go pro, and that knocked their out because that's all he was had his whole. That was his retirement plan.
Okay.
All right.
So anyway,
thank you.
Now, while he was building the business with his son, he was getting his business going, all his friends stopped coming around because he was busy. All he did was go to your son's games, go to eat with your son, work out with your son, watch movies with our son. It's hard for my husband to sit home and relax without trying to FaceTime our son who lives away. Now, here's the dangerous part. Watch this. My son sent me a text telling me that he was moving in with his girlfriend, and he's hoping his dad will reconnect with his friends so he won't call him so much. Okay, let me tell you what's happening here. That boy done moved in with this girl. That daddy always FaceTiming. Daddy gonna FaceTime at some inappropriate moments. Because this boy 19. They in that house like rabbits. Most of the time, they gonna be doing something. And your daddy gonna be FaceTiming, and the boy can't pick the phone. Daddy, huh?
No.
Dad, hold on. Wait a minute, Daddy. Wait a minute.
No.
So now he done told his mama, you got to talk to Daddy, get him reconnected so he ain't got to call me no more. Now, you didn't want to tell your husband about the text because you didn't want to crush him.
Crush him, yeah.
But he a grown man. You got to go, hey, like look, you calling him too much. He want to live his life. He done moved his girl in now. He in love with this girl. Now, yesterday, he said he want to go visit his son for Easter. What?
You can't.
Your son ain't got no babies. You ain't going to see your grandkids. Your son 19. He ain't even going to come home for Easter. Him and that girl, let me tell you what they finna do on Easter. She finna dress up like a bunny rabbit. And he finna hide eggs all over the house, and they gonna have an Easter egg hunt. And every time she pick up an egg, he gonna reward her with this special made bunny suit. See, that's what they finna do on Easter. They ain't even gonna eat on Easter.
They have the Easter egg hunt.
They just gonna have a basket with candy in it. They gonna be feeding each other. Boy, he finna have the best Easter he ever had without your daddy.
Daddy's boy.
Yeah. And then she gonna talk about, so you made up a lot of excuses why we shouldn't go, and the only thing that keeps him occupied is sex. But I'm not gonna keep doing that all the time. So he needs his friends. Should I plan a play date for him? How do I get him out of the house more? You have to plan a play date.
Yeah.
You gotta contact his friends and go, hey, look, Herbert, he ain't been paying y'all no attention because he really misses y'all and want to get out the house. Now, we need a barbecue. We need a card night, poker. We need a boys' night out. When do y'all go to the strip club? But you got to get Herbert out of this house and get his mind occupied.
That's right.
He needs some friends. You got to call his friends and get in touch with them. Tell them that he's depressed and he need to get out the house. And let him go ahead. You got to go bowling. So go bowling night, man. Go get you in a go to the gym and work out with your friend. Yeah. Go what?
Go to a basketball game.
No, then he gonna start crying, Shirley, because he used to go with all his games with his son. Let me do this, Shirley. You finna throw the man into a depression. Shirley, stop. You finna. They don't live in the NBA city. This ain't from no NBA city town.
It did not say that.
They live in Willowine, Virginia, somewhere like that. This is
they don't.
Say nobody writing in from Atlanta or New York or nothing like this. This ain't no New York problem. This is a small town problem where a man got his life wrapped around his son. This is a small town problem.
All right, Steve.
Know that.
Hit us up on Instagram at Steve Harvey FM to comment on today's Strawberry Letter. You can also check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on demand.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.